Today I'm going to discuss about motivational content. We all have watched motivational content growing up, and it's pretty common nowadays to watch motivational content as well. And I don't disagree with that. I personally grew up watching very motivational content. Okay, I have a bit of a slur, very emotional, motivational content. Okay, there's something that I used to do called it really doesn't have a name. I just used to do it. It was that whenever I used to get up, I used to get up like 1 hour before my actual wake up time before I went to school and just watch motivational content on YouTube. In all honesty, that really messed up with my brain, okay? I couldn't really survive without it in the end, okay? Whenever I used to wake up, I was like, try it again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still living your dream. Sing it start over until you win, yeah. In itself, it's not a bad thing, okay? It's motivating you to get up and do better, okay? But growing up, I realized that I was romanticizing suffering as well, okay? I've used this term previously as well, aesthetic suffering. Eh, Aesthetic suffering, okay? Now that I was doing aesthetic suffering myself, I didn't even realize it until a while later, okay? I First of all, I'm gonna explain what is motivational content in itself and how it is different for each gender as well. In motivational content, a person is telling you to do better or to push yourself to the limits because you can, because you should. Okay, and that's very reasonable in itself. Okay, it's telling you to do better. Okay, everyone wants a person to do their best in things, which is like quite reasonable. I don't disagree with that. But here's the problem. Okay, motivational content, especially men's motivational content, romanticizes suffering to next extent. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, there's a saying, "No pain, no gain." It's an old statement. Okay, we have heard it throughout our lives. That we have also seen it them in posters like "No pain, no gain," "No pain, no gain," which is quite understandable. Okay, I understand that "No pain, no gain." You can't get anything without suffering for a bit. But here's something that people often don't realize in men's motivational content. Okay, that suffering in itself isn't suffering. Okay, it's a pathway to success. Reasonable, right? But if you keep on doing suffering, or if you keep on thinking about suffering, like, oh, if I suffer this much, I'll even get even to a higher position. You're just suffering then. There is no real motivation in it. You're just suffering because you want to. And now here's another problem. Okay, I've met old people. Okay, I've talked to them as I'm a boring person. I don't have many real friends. But whenever I do talk to them, they all have one thing that to say that they used to be so ambition for like they can do this, they can do that. But after years of just waiting, because suffering according to them was leading them to success. But in the end, after they spent most of their lives just suffering like that, they realized that there was no better end. There was no grand opening. There was no grand prize for suffering for so long. It was all for nothing. And when that realization hits people, they often criticize their other people that led them astray. Okay, I've seen people blame their parents for their financial situation, saying that, oh, if they would have let me done what I wanted to do, I could have been so successful. I could have been doing that. But if something bad happened, I can just blame them. They're not able to step up for themselves because all of their life they have just been following the same saying that, oh, suffering brings success, which in itself is quite stupid. Now, on the feminine side of motivational content, the women's side is quite interesting to say the least. Okay, it's just a lot of body positivity and a lot of "Go girl, you got this," which I have no problem with, by the way. "Go girl, you got this." Like, sure, I'll say that as well. I have no problem with that. But the thing that bothers me is that how people have used it over the years. Okay, "Go girl, you got this." Okay, there was a popular song. Okay, that "I'm just a girl in a world." Okay, then and the line other than and the line that came after that was, "I'm just a girl because that what you'll let me be. I'm just a girl because you that's the only thing that you will let me be." Okay, and here's the problem. Okay, that people have so much feminine, especially motivation, has so much big problems in it. Okay, It's ranging from body positivity, which is nice. I don't blame people from feeling like, oh, they need validation for their body. It's normal, okay? You want to be heard that, oh, you look pretty, you look nice in your way, the way you are. But it's not motivating people to do something about it, okay? It's the same. It's used to be this. It can be the same in men's positivity because of the people, because of the men thinking that, oh, success only comes through pain, and women's motivational content is like, you don't need to suffer. You are already perfect. You don't need to do anything else. And but even if there is some motivational content, it's like, go girly, you can do those crunches, you can do this workout. Yay! You can work an independent job and support yourself. In itself is it not a bad thing? Okay, it's a nice thing. Okay, but the thing again is that it's motivating people for the wrong reasons. For men, more it's romanticizing suffering. For women, it's just letting them be. Okay, I've seen some motivational content for for this video. I have researched about 20 to 30 videos on women's motivational content, and it's not really surprising to say that most of them were the same thing about you should be happy the way you are, and if you want to change yourself, that's also right. But it's really not forcing. It's not even telling people to be better themselves. Okay, it's just telling them, oh, the way you're happy is all good. Does our happiness matter if it's affecting our health? Would you let a person who has a drinking problem drink because, oh, it makes them happy? I don't think so. You wouldn't, because in itself, that's a flawed concept. You're helping themselves destroy themselves. If you're constantly telling people, "Oh, you're perfect just the way you are," they're not going to benefit. They're not going to change themselves even a little bit, even for the better. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm perfect the way I am," which is my problem with the feminine or the women's motivational content. Other than the women's motivational content, there's a yeah motivational content in itself is quite predatory, okay, towards young people, okay. It's constantly targeting insecure teenagers or weak people or weak-minded people, okay. Teenagers are easily susceptible because they want someone to be a guiding figure, okay. If you tell a person, oh, this is how you want to be, this is that, this is that, they're constantly gonna follow it, okay. And the problem with Swiss society is that no one is gonna think like, oh, is that person even teaching our younglings anything good? They could be learning straight up slop, okay? The most disgusting things. But yo, doesn't matter. We're learning. It's content nonetheless. There was a YouTuber that I watched a few times when I was younger. Um, I'm not gonna say the name, but his content was really weird, okay? He kept on trying on people's insecurities, saying that, oh, you have that? Don't worry, that's what makes Africa. Ah, perfect. That's what makes you unique. Okay? You're this insecure? No, you're not. This is what makes you unique. In itself, it should be fine. But if you're constantly telling everyone that they are special, they're gonna have some problems, okay? Do you think everyone is special? Not everyone is special, okay? Some of us are average or below average in our things, okay? We have our specialties, but it's really not supported in the modern life that we live in. So telling everyone that, oh, you're special, you're this, you're that, it's just feeding them delusions again and again and again. It's sweet poison, okay? It's telling people, oh, younglings that, oh, I just remembered something. Liver King, okay? The F students are inventors. I know everyone took it like, oh, he's being sarcastic, funny, and everyone made a joke of it. But can you blame people if they didn't make fun of it? Okay, if they didn't make fun of it, young minds could have been influenced like, oh, as students, we are the inventors, we are the so good, yeah. Which is really bad. Okay, you don't want the young people to learn all of this. But in the end, the motivational content in itself is something that's too widespread. Okay, I've seen educational motivational content. Okay, oh, if you want to be a lawyer, you need to do this, this, this. I'm gonna make you a lawyer in 20 minutes. Okay, this is what you need to do for all of your lawying years. Okay, that's how you're gonna be a lawyer. Okay. And saw a person complain like, "Oh, why do you motivate people to be a lawyer?" Because oh no, I don't know, make it because it pays well. Okay, We could pay well, we will have dream jobs. No, why would a child ever think that, oh, they want to be a lawyer, huh? TV shows, okay? We watch and we want to become that, okay? If I'm gonna watch this content, if I watch constantly The Rookie, I would want to become a police officer. If I constantly watch another show, I would constantly want to become that. It's quite natural, okay? And the problem with it is that's really affecting the today's minds, okay, the young people's mind. You can go out and ask anyone, okay, oh, what they want to be. They will probably answer something like, oh, we want to be an entrepreneur, we want to be a businessman, we want to be that. There's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur or a businessman or something else, okay? It's good that you have the motivation to do it. But they see that suffering. Oh, I'm struggling right now, but that doesn't mean that I won't succeed, huh? I can succeed. I'm just suffering because, oh, it's gonna make me build, it's gonna grow me. Which in itself is quite stupid. I get it, I get the motivation, like, oh, I'm suffering because there's a greater cause, but is there a greater cause? If you're just suffering for the sake of suffering so that you have something to brag about, oh, I suffered so much for this thing. That's not suffering. That's aesthetic suffering. Aesthetic suffering. The thing that I have told about before. Either way, I'm never gonna watch motivational content ever again, as in itself it's quite predatory towards young minds and influences people in the ways that other people can't really in and it influences people in the way that they can't help themselves to do something. And I would probably not advise any of my friends to watch motivational content as well. Anyways, peace.